really like this tool. So basically each individual one is an EMF reader. And so the idea is as the spirit walks by, it'll go by. So then areas where there's high activity like hallways, stairs, it works really well in. Like this area. So this right here, I believe is a jail cell. I don't know too much because I try not to look up the history of places. And we do want to investigate here pretty soon. But yeah, so the tripwire will go off. So hopefully while we're talking, it'll go off. If anybody sees it, let us know. But yeah, so back to us. We're Gold Goddess Paranormal. My name is Jennifer Rose, and this is Jennifer Ruder. We're an all-women's paranormal team based out of San Antonio, Texas. We've been a team for
almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years now. 5 years?
It's almost 5 years.
Yeah, almost 5 years now together. We've had, at one point when we started, we had about 13 women. All women, nothing else. Y'all are all women, right? That's what I heard. I heard y'all talking earlier, and I was like, it's our team, right? Heck yeah. Yeah, how long have y'all been together?
About 3 years.
3 years? Heck yeah. We've been seeing more and more pop up, and we actually didn't know that we were the first ones in our area, like in the, San Antonio, South Texas area. So we got a lot of traction from that when we first started, but really we just kind of like were done dealing with people who were trying to like take our ideas and be all masculine about it. And we work with guys. We don't like, we love y'all. That's guys, shut up. Some of our best friends. But yeah, so we just didn't know that we were one of the first in our little area. Luckily, we've seen more and more pop up, so it's freaking awesome. And I'm gonna let Jennifer Ruder talk here. She hates it when I do that.
Like, she already said everything. What do I need to say? Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Does anybody have any questions for us?
What's been y'all's favorite place?
I don't know if I have an exact favorite yet. I would say Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas has been my favorite thus far. We got a lot of experience, and of course, we invited other people when we went there, and as always, we're the only two who ever survived the night. So we get our donuts in the morning.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, buddy.
Work hard for those donuts. We actually did an all-women's, we invited several other women, and we just did all-women investigation. So that was pretty interesting. The spirits there don't tend to like women. We also investigated Black Swan Inn, and spirits there there's a particular spirit there that doesn't like women. They actually surrounded us and was like, felt like it was like shaking the whole building. So that was pretty cool. We've noticed we get a lot of activity that way. I know you had a question.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask, you guys ever just have an experience where it makes you feel like it's too much, or like you guys want to stop, or like does it ever get too scary?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I wouldn't say too scary, but I myself I have medium abilities, and if you heard Emily talk earlier, we all have mediumship abilities, and so there are a few places that have made me shut down completely. But yeah, so Gonzales, Texas, they have a jail there, and it's a jail and museum right now. They rented out for overnight investigations, and I completely shut down. The entire night I was in charge of the investigation, and I shut down. They were like, "Hey Jen, what do we do here? Hey, what do we do?" And I'm like, I was like frustrated. I was like literally wanting to yell at people, like, "Can you just please figure it out yourself?" And I was being like really rude. The second we stopped, I got out of there. We said our blessing, and I was like, "Okay, cool, I'm good now." They're like, "We're like really rude on it." So that will get to me, but not necessarily. We haven't been like run out of any place. We kind of.
I mean, she almost killed me one time on the stairs.
I have jump scare moments. What's happening? let's tell that story.
So this was at Hill House, and you know, there's a doll in that room. It's on a rocking chair, and it's touch censored.
Motion.
No, it's not motion. It's touch.
Oh, it is touch.
You have to like smack the heck out of this doll for it to go off. It's an animatronic. Well, we thought it was unplugged or broken because we had been stomping there all night, up and down the stairs like crazy, waved it, you know, did our thing, nothing. It was good the whole night. We're fine. We sat there, started asking questions, all of a sudden it goes off. And we had one of the girls with us who was not on our team, and she started panicking. And we're like, I guess. She's like, we gotta go out, we gotta leave. I was like, fine. If you really want to go, we'll go. So we start to walk out one at a time, and all of a sudden it goes off again, and I think one of the cameras fell over.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm at the stairs, going down nice and calm, and she comes rushing behind me, and I was like, I don't want to die at Hill House. I was like, stop. I was like, calm down. You're gonna kill us. We're gonna haunt this place. I can't do it here. not Hill House. Don't leave me here. I don't want to die.
Yeah, so as I was walking by it, it goes off again, and then something else bangs at the same time. So I was like, oh, shit, and I like just like flight mode and just like started trying to take off down the stairs real quick, but they were in front of me and I didn't care. She was like, stop, calm down. I was like, okay. And I got so scared. But you know, those things are more scary than you know, voices will hear the EVPs and they'll catch really good stuff, shadow figures. Those types of things don't really jump scare me, but what does is like just sudden noises and stuff.
Sneezes. You know,
Yeah.
one of us sneezing. Really
Is it going off?
The light behind your foot keeps going off.
So it's not sensitive. Just
Oh,
so
that
you
one?
know.
Yeah, so it's not sensitive. I don't even know. Yeah, I mean,
So just to let you know, it's not us.
that like it has to be right here. Which is one of the things that I really like about this tripwire. So if you're looking for a good piece of paranormal equipment, this is the one to go. We have the longer one, which I don't know if they carry right now.
They don't.
She like the second
I
she
jumped
saw
on
it,
that.
she jumped on it. We've had it since the beginning, since they've had it out. But this is a really good piece of paranormal equipment. Sometimes this is all. I'm like, grab a tripwire. It's like all I care about. Tripwire and camera and some a good piece of recording equipment. But yeah, so of course we got into the paranormal because, you know, as a kid we've seen things and heard things and had experiences throughout my life. I've had a ton of paranormal experiences. When I was in the 6th grade, I saw my first full body apparition. Clear as day, as if somebody was walking towards me. But I knew that it was a spirit inside the house that we lived in because we would see him in the shadows and we would see him in the reflection of the TV when we would turn the TV on. He'd be sitting on the couch. But that was the first time I saw him clear as day when I was in 6th grade. So I just kind of was like, it's like a pretend like you don't see it type of thing, right? Like as a kid, they're like, just pretend you don't see it. So I was like, I took one more bite of my cereal just to play it off kind of cool. And then I looked back up, it was still there. So I was like, okay, that went off over there. Can you make that light go off again? Let me see. So, yeah, so do we have any other questions?
Where would y'all like to go to investigate?
I want to go to Hill House Manor. And I also want to go to Bolton House now. Okay?
I want to go actually back to New Mexico. We've been to Cloudcroft and we spent some time there, and I would definitely like to go again. It was definitely worth investigating and going back, I think. It was an active place. There was the apple barn.
Yeah,
The apple barn, and there was a bar or something. I forgot what it was called. But it was an active place. Even our hotel room was extremely active. I had Jen in the same bed with me, and she gasped at one point, scared the crap out of me while we were sleeping. And it kept sounding like our luggages and suitcases were being unzipped. We just kept hearing zzz. And we found out in the morning, the people next to us were complaining about the noise. But we were knocked out. We were dead tired.
They came and complained about the noise when we weren't even there.
Yes.
We weren't there, and they were like, "Hey, y'all weren't there all night, right?" Like, we were like, "No, we had come back at like 3 in the morning and slept." And they were saying how they were complaining about the noise coming from our room. We're like, "Well, we were complaining too at night." Like at one point, one of the girls woke up and looked. Another one dead in the eye and was like, "Shh." I mean, just
She went back to sleep.
she went back to sleep. She was like, "Shh." She thought somebody was making noise. She was like, "Shh." And we're just sitting there listening to all this stuff, and all of our equipment's like packed away, and we're like, "Damn it!" But we were too tired. We had investigated until 3 o'clock. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So we would like to go back there. Awkward silence. Yes, sir.
I think I already touched on it, but do y'all think y'all get maybe different stuff or more impactful stuff because y'all all women versus mixed groups or men groups or something like that?
Thanks for having me, Mike, Jen. I definitely say at times we do get a lot more because sometimes the spirit is more aggressive towards women. We get a lot of hate as women, especially if you go to old-timey places where they're, women are supposed to keep their place, you're not supposed to do certain things, and we go in there all like, hey, we're going to run this show. And of course, right away, we get the activity of, you don't belong here. We're going to push you out.
Yeah, they'll also definitely try to touch us, just try to be inappropriate. Is this like coffee? Gotta try. But yeah, so we'll get up and things like that. But yeah, we definitely feel like activity does pick up a little bit just because we're all women and things like that. And so another part of our investigation, sorry, we're both running on like 2 hours this week. So we have our equipment, but we also do have our own abilities. So we pair that with our equipment. And sometimes get really good evidence. Sorry. And not sometimes. Most of the time we get really good evidence because of it. So we pair it up. We had one person on our team that was just really good, like take a picture there. And we would take a picture and there was something in the picture. So, just the intuitiveness is really, something really big to touch into. Even if you're afraid, if you're investigating, really touch into it. It's really valuable. It's definitely another tool.
ADHD people.
Sorry, I know.
So the lights keep going off in there, like a few here and there. I keep seeing them go all the way to yellow, so she probably keeps catching out a quarter of her eye. Doesn't help to have ADHD too. That's what I do.
Yeah, she gives it back to me. So, gosh, there was so much that I wanted to talk about, and now I'm just like, yeah, right? No, seriously.
It really is.
It really is. Our kids are in the car currently sleeping.
What's been like your most active location?
Most active, other than the typical Hill House, because what I actually really like about Hill House is once everybody's gone, because the best part is staying the night there and people leave. Once everybody's gone, all the equipment is off, you hear the voices, you hear the house, you feel the activity. That's one of my favorite parts about investigating places, that's the history. You feel the history if you really tap into it.
We've gotten footsteps there. We've also gotten the door slamming while we were like barely waking up as well. People tugging at our feet. It felt like someone's always messing with our shoes. Felt like somebody was walking around. We got a lot more when it was just both of us alone in that house.
Yeah, we have a really good EDP of what sounds like a little girl just like kind of sighing right near our camera, right by where the stairs is at. But actually, some of the most active places that we've been to have been typical residentials. And I feel like that is because of, they call us in because they're afraid a lot of the times, right? They want some clarity and they want some evidence. They want to prove to their family, to their friends, and to themselves that they're not going crazy. Because a lot of the times their families will tell them, you're going crazy, you're insane, there's not a shadow figure hovering over your bed, like stop. So we'll go in, we'll get as much evidence for them as we can, just to kind of give that peace of mind, and then the activity stops. It slows down because they're more relieved about it, they're less in their head about it. So, you know, it's so funny because, again, Emily, so she was touching on how it's all energy. And the more I investigate, the more I'm leaning towards that. We are all created of this energy. And most of everything seems to be what they call residual. Like, it's imprints. And, you know, I'm having... No, I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, most of it's all energy. So as we're going through life, we're imprinting. So like a lot traumatic events. Somebody was hanged here, and now there's a haunting here. Is it that person that's stuck there, or is it the energy of that person stuck in time, like stuck in that space, stuck in that ground? You know. So that's one of the things that I'm really, fighting with right now is what exactly is it. The more I investigate, the more I'm like, the ground and the space, like, absorbs it. And then we get things like constant, which is why we can't get rid of it, because we have people that come in and they're like, hey, can you get rid of the spirit that we have here? And I'm like, no, we're not Ghostbusters. We're paranormal investigators. What's that there? Right? Okay. But yeah, so, well, no, because it's like the voice of what the girl that's back there is like very, like, she has a lot of energy. Yeah.
What would you advise the next generation of ghosts or paranormal investigators, be it females or mixed?
Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Go in. Do it. Don't be afraid. Go and don't antagonize. We don't antagonize. We don't mess with that negative energy. We never have anything negative mess with us. I've never felt any type of way going home. I've always felt very, protected. We just kind of stay away from all of it. And, sometimes it's intimidating, but I am here. I am currently living, so my energy is stronger. So, yeah.
I guess mine would be a pet peeve, like, don't whisper, guys. You're ruining our EVPs, I can hear you, and then you're like, I didn't say that, and then, oh, it was the ghost. It wasn't a ghost, you're whispering.
Yeah, don't whisper.
Don't whisper.
Announce yourself.
Announce yourself. Oh, my stomach.
And it's hard too, because sometimes naturally I just whisper. Or like if we're in a dark place, it's kind of hard not to like it's just like what you're supposed to do in the dark, right? You're supposed to whisper. So then I have to be like, that was me saying, hey, my bad. So, but yeah, just have fun.
Enjoy it.
Are there
Thank you.
Yes.
are there some people with abilities that doesn't like to be told of, like, the kind of haunts that happen at a location? Are there times where you want to be informed of stuff like that? Okay, there's people with abilities,
Uh-huh.
and some of them don't like to be told of
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
stuff. Other times where you want to be told of what's been seen, what's been heard, what's been knocked over, what's been.
If I get anything prior to getting there, then yeah, when I get there, I kind of want to confirm some things. But if I don't, then no, I don't want to know anything. But typically, if I don't get anything before I get there, then I kind of really don't get anything during the investigation either, other than like specific things like names and colors and just little stuff. But if I don't get that during the investigation, then I, feelings and stuff like that, like oh this way or now it's gone, it's clear. So things like that are fairly useful. But
Catherine.
Yeah, like we went to a 6-year-old house and she asked us if we wanted to get the information. I'm like, let's see how it feels. And eventually I was like, what happened here? Something feels weird here. She said, yep. And then I was like, so I'm getting this name, and we would call her, and she'll be like, okay, yep. Jen would do the same thing. She's like, hey, I got this weird name. And she's like, yeah. So a lot of the time we do like to go in blind and see if we feel or see anything just to confirm, and we'll make sure the owner, hey, by the way, I felt something here, and they can be like, no, or they can be like, yes. And we just like to make sure we ourselves are genuine and accurate and everything.
yeah, she actually stopped giving us the tour and just kind of just asking us questions. So I don't think we got the full tour. But that was interesting because that night we actually didn't get the same type of activity that other people would get.
Thanks, Darkside.
So Dark Side had invited us out there. TJ was with us. And they were just like, what the heck? Like, this isn't even the activity that we get from this house. Like, what is happening? And there was an area where they've not gotten any activity at all. And that's the only area we got activity the entire night. Like, I slept upstairs by myself in a bed. And everybody else was downstairs. I was just like, I'm going to go to sleep. But the activity in that one area was really, really interesting. Did I see a hand button? No? Just making sure. But yeah, so 6-Round House is a really good one too. They're fairly, really, really nice place, really active place. But yeah, I feel like somebody else has a question.
Well, I have another one. You said y'all used to be a larger group, right?
Yes.
Do you think when it's a larger group, y'all get more activity, or when it's a smaller group?
Absolutely.
Depending on cause I know you said earlier too that when it's just you two or a smaller, they get more activity. But sometimes I would think if there's more people, wouldn't there be more energy for them to draw from? Because there's more people, or do you think they feel more? Come out more to a smaller group of people.
Yeah, so it kind of just gets a little difficult with so many people. It's hard to tell who's who in the evidence. And then with so much energy around those who are tapped into that intuitiveness, it gets a little mixed up because if you don't really know the person that you're investigating with, and when it's a team that large, you can't really know everybody. So it kind of gets into, am I feeling something from somebody else, or is it the place? So then it just becomes a little bit too much energy all around. And I wouldn't say that it picks up anything because they're using other people's energy. So yeah, small groups is key, or if not, then people that you know, like you vibe with and like y'all know each other. But that's a really good question. What? Oh, you're laughing at the laughing?
Catherine.
Oh,
You hear her laugh?
Catherine?
Yes, Catherine.
Oh, maybe that's why they're talking. But yeah, so a little bit about our equipment. We use the tripwire. We also have paranormal lanterns. So it's funny because we're like, yeah, all of our stuff's just EMF readers.
They're all the
And
same.
different ones.
It's just different nicer shapes, colors.
Yeah. So
Anyways, it just picks up electromagnetic frequencies. It all usually does the same thing. All the EVs tripwire the K2 different forms.
Next to you.
And these are fresh batteries, by the way. Just put them in because I wanted to make sure it was accurate and not dying on me. For me, my favorite, I have a. My favorite would be a digital recorder. This guy. My favorite is digital recorder, just to confirm, because I hear a lot of things, and to me it's loud. Everyone else is like, I didn't hear crap. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't hear crap? It was loud. Like, how did you not hear that guy go, no? And
we'll go back and sure enough,
it's on the digital recorder.
Digital recorder.
So that's my favorite piece of equipment. Everything else, I could care less. It all does the same thing to me.
Yeah, so I have like a bionic digital recorder. So it reads it really, really well. Everything sounds really loud, which can be a bit much, but it picks up a lot of EVKs and it kind of works with all the rest of the sounds too, so it kind of takes all the other little sounds out. It's goodness gracious. I don't remember what's called right now, so I guess. But that one works really well. But actually, one of my favorite pieces of equipment right now is, have you ever seen those candles that, it's like a carousel candle? Yeah, so
it's a candle and it heats up and it'll start to spin because of the heat.
So the idea is to tell spirit to stop it, to stop the candle, blow out the candle, or sometimes the heat is still really, really high, but it stops. The thing will just stop spinning, and then it will start spinning again, even though there's heat. So that's been one of my favorite pieces. So sometimes simple is better. We're still here. But yeah. So yeah, some of the simplest things is some of my favorite pieces of equipment. The cat balls are pretty cool. You know, we'll throw those out everywhere, and then cameras. So
I want to say you don't have to have money, like rich money, to get good pieces of equipment. We got in a lot of things from the Dollar Tree, Five Below, little bouncy balls with the lights, the ones that you have to bounce really hard for the light to go off. If you just put that someplace, there's a chance it'll go off. Our bells, we get a lot of bells, and we just tie them to strings and put them on the doorknobs just to see if they'll do anything.
at Five Below, I found a laser grid that you plug into the battery pack, like just like a portable battery pack, and because the laser grid has a USB that you can like put in there. Wonderful. It's such a really, really great, like the laser is like really big, really bright. We used it at Metal Plantation. So yeah, that $5, I was so impressed. But I didn't figure it out about putting it on battery pack until later, and I was like, no. But yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes, any other questions? Good question?
Sure. So with the paranormal field becoming what it's becoming, what mark do you guys want to be known for leaving?
So when you say becoming what it's becoming?
Well, it seems to be changing to more of a community than everyone being individual.
I think most of all being genuine, being real. Definitely don't want to be anyone trying to make things, trying to get content. Like, we don't have a big following, and we can care less. As long as we're real.
Did you know that we have 4K followers on Facebook? And she was like, no. I was like, I didn't know you see this.
Like, all right,
we did that.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
like, what?
as long as we're being our true selves, we're not trying to catch ourselves on camera, just our face, and then like, and running around a building.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is
So some of our stuff is pretty boring because you're not going to see our face. We're trying to show you paranormal evidence. which could take hours and it could actually not happen at all. So, but yeah, just be genuine. We love the community. We are part of the community. We support the community. Yeah, it's all sounding like something else now. But yeah, we're more into that than the social media people. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Everybody has their own bias. Everybody's in it for their own reasons. But yeah, we're mainly here just to hang out with other paranormal investigators and be weird and ourselves and.
Which we are weird. We love being weird.
It's super weird. My husband was like, "Hey, you're a little weird." I was like, "I know." That's part of
That's
the
why we
way.
have to find our people, guys.
Yeah, like I'm a realtor. Like I feel super awkward in those settings, but then when it comes to settings like this, I'm like, okay, yeah, these are my people. Like this feels natural. This feels normal. So we really like what the community that's starting, and this event in particular brings together a lot of different paranormal groups. Last year we were here, and in Cleveland, really awesome little city. If they weren't so against it, but we met a ton of investigators, and we've been investigating with everybody all year long. So we hope to continue that weird tradition. So, right? So, but yeah, really good question. Yes, sir. Joji.
I don't know if anybody's asked this, but what kind of information would you give to somebody who's either wants to start out in the paranormal or wants to start a paranormal team of their own?
So we kind of got the question, but not quite. As far as like a team of their own, I would recommend a team of your own. Create a team, be a part of yourself, or just do it yourself, and then find other community, other teams to work with.
Someone you vibe with definitely helps. You don't want to go anywhere where you're clashing heads all the time.
The spirit agrees. Like, yeah, do that. Yeah, you don't want to,
Even if you have to be solo and just tag along with other people,
Yeah,
go by
yeah.
yourself, just go for it. Just do it because you yourself love it. You don't need to have a big team. We're not a big team.
Yeah, like you said, we were 13 at one time, and this is what we should have been the entire time. Like, we wasted quite a bit of time just trying to be like, we need more people. Really because these places are kind of expensive to investigate, so we didn't know any other teams. So we were just trying to like get a lot of other weirdos, as many as we can, together, because we didn't know that there was so many others in our area, but there is. We had to go through a lot of turmoil just because we were like, let's put all of our money together so we can investigate these pretty expensive places, because we like to do it. So yeah, great question.
Yeah, we did good on that. So, in closing, where can you find us, Jen?
Facebook, TikTok, all the socials. Instagram,
YouTube.
X. No. We don't have Twitter. Wait, do we? We do have a Twitter.
We have an X, we have a Threads, we have a YouTube. There's nothing really on it. But we're on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok more.
Yes.
Gold Gals Paranormal, San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah. And I have stickers. Everywhere. Oh. The other thing we were supposed to talk about. So we're actually doing a permanent collab with Sarah Garcia, Moon Girl Mistress of the Paranormal, if you've ever heard of her. She's pretty cool. So we're doing a permanent collab, and we're kind of trying to go deeper into our Latina roots. And incorporate that into our investigation. So, she does tarot, so she's using tarot in the investigations. I'm trying to go a little bit more deeper into my mediumship. We're gonna hang out with Emily more. Yeah. And the same for Jen. She's gotta tap into that shit. Her clear audience.
I mean, it's there. It happens when it happens.
Yeah. You know, when my grandma was, in her older age, because all my life she'd be like, no. We're like, hey, Grandma, there's a shadow. No. Grandma, there's a man. No. No. And then, in her older age, she's like, did you know that this house is haunted? I was like, no, you're kidding me. No, she's like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, they're not. They're not there. You're seeing things. The baby's so mad. I was like, did she really just say this? And then my mom too, like my entire life, my mom was like, just ignore it, stop it, pray about it, get mad at me, right?
It's looking at me through the TV, Mom.
She said it too. No, and then now she's like, yeah, so like the man that did you ever see the man in the baseball cap that would stand there in the middle of the kitchen and outside and just throw the baseball in the air? Yeah, we're like, what? You told me it wasn't real.
I'm on meds now because he's starting to
Wake up in the middle of the night and there's like this man in front of my face and I wake up screaming and crying to her and she's like, stop it, go to bed. Really? She's like, stop it, go to bed. Closes the door and is like,
dreaming.
you could have consoled me a little bit better if I was telling the truth. Goodness gracious. See?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. They agree. So, yeah, that was just side note there. But yeah, so we are doing, it's called Las Dos Chicas, and on the back of our stickers is going to be the QR code. And then of course we have our Bulgas Paranormal. We're almost out of stickers, so